All right, Shalom, Most High Christ bless, Officer Seth with IUIC Tulsa, and today we're doing a little Q&A, and we have a few questions here, so we're going to go over these questions. The questions vary, and we're just going to go through them. The first one I have, though, since we are preparing for Tabernacles, tonight is the beginning of Day of Atonement. So since I'll go with this question first. It says, during Tabernacles, am I allowed to work out? If not, then what day? So let's get the law concerning the feast in Leviticus chapter 23. Was that a rhyme? That was a near rhyme. You got rhymes, you got near rhymes. That was a near rhyme.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 26. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls.
And ye shall afflict your soul. So even in this Q&A, I guess we could do a little bit on Day of Atonement, because a lot of times people may not really fully understand how to keep the Day of Atonement, right? So the Day of Atonement, it says also, verse 27, also on the 10th day of this 7th month. Now, mind you, matter of fact, let's go up to verse 1.
Verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel,
right,
and say unto them, concerning the feasts of the Lord.
These are feasts, right? Obviously outside of the Day of Atonement, but this is a holy convocation, though. Keep reading.
Which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations.
These are holy convocations. Read.
Even these are my feasts.
Come on.
6 days shall work be done.
Right.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest. In holy convocation.
Read.
Ye shall do no work therein.
Come on.
It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwellings.
Keep going.
These are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations.
Even holy convocations. Read.
Which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
So these are things that God has commanded us to keep. He has commanded us to keep every single one of these days. These aren't options. We can't pick and choose whether or not we want to keep Passover. We can't pick and choose whether or not we want to keep Tabernacles. We can't pick and choose or not whether, what's another one? Feast of First, Pentecost. None of these, right? We cannot pick and choose which one of these we want to keep. God has said that these are holy convocations. Matter of fact, I didn't think I was going to get any definitions, but if you can get the definition of a convocation. Convocation.
Definition of convocation. The act of convoking. Definition number 2. The state of being convoked. Definition number 3. A group of people gathered in answer to a summons.
So a group of people gathered in together in a summons, meaning God has summoned us to gather together on these days, right? So now, I didn't want to lose my place on that, but I'm going to come back. Give me Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 25. So, remember, these are holy convocations, holy gatherings that God has commanded us to keep, right? There's no options in these. Read that.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 25. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves.
So here it says, start at verse 24.
Verse 24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love.
Right. Let us consider one another to provoke unto love. Come on.
And to good works.
Right.
Not forsaking the assembly.
Not forsaking what?
The assembly.
So not forsaking the convocation or the convocating or the gathering of ourselves. Read.
Together. As the manner of some is.
Right. Because some don't want to do this. Some don't want to keep it. Some don't want to gather. Right. They don't want to keep God's laws. This is what Paul is telling the Hebrews, like, look, don't forsake the assembling of yourselves together. Don't forsake these holy convocations that God has commanded us to keep. Read.
But exhorting one another, and so much the more, as ye see the day approaching.
Keep reading.
For if we sin willfully.
Now he said, if you sin willfully, not out of ignorance, not meaning like, oh, I didn't know that I was supposed to not do that, and then you found out, oh, dang, I didn't know. Then you start keeping it. So this is, you know it, and you still decide to do it. Read.
After that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
I'm getting ahead of myself in the verse. After you've already received the knowledge, come on.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
There's no sacrifice for sins. God can't, or Christ can't save you. There remains no more sacrifice for sins because you have willingly chose to not keep the commandments. You have willingly chose in the subject that we're talking about right now, not keeping God's holy convocations, right? So now, go back to Leviticus. Let's read verse 27. Finish that off, verse 27.
Verse 27. But a certain fearful looking for of judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries.
Right, it said, but a certain fearful looking for a judgment and fiery indignation, which shall devour the adversaries. So, that's what you have to look for if you want to willfully sin. All right? So now, let's go back to Leviticus. Leviticus 23, and I think we was at 27 or something like that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23 and verse 27. Also, on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be in holy convocation unto you.
Right.
And ye shall afflict your souls.
And ye shall afflict your souls. What does it mean to afflict your souls? Give me Isaiah 58 and verse 3.
Chapter 58 and verse 3. Wherefore have we fasted? Say they, and thou seest not? Wherefore have we afflicted our soul? And that thou takest no knowledge?
Read.
Behold, in the day of your fast ye find pleasure, and exact all your labors.
So it's going into something like as you read and go down. But the point that I wanted to get out of that, it says, wherefore we have fasted, say they, and and thou seest not, wherefore we afflicted our soul. So fasting or afflicting your soul goes into fasting, right? How do we fast? Let's get Jonah. Jonah, it might be chapter 3, I believe. Is there? Yeah.
The book of Jonah, chapter 3 and verse 5. So the people of Nineveh believed God and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth.
So it said the people of Nineveh proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth. Go ahead.
From the greatest of them, even to the least of them.
Read.
For word came unto the king of Nineveh, and he arose from his throne, and he laid his robe from him.
Read.
And covered him with sackcloth.
Come on.
And sat in ashes. And he caused it to be proclaimed and published through Nineveh by the decree of the kings and his nobles, saying, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock, taste anything.
So it says we cannot taste anything. Nothing. No fingernails, no toothpaste, no dead skin off your lip. What else? Let me think of some other stuff. Don't taste anything. Now, I'm not so. Let me say this. Obviously, spit accumulates in your mouth. That's natural. So it's not talking about that. And then obviously there's sometimes people, I remember, I can't remember who, I think it was Diggy Day said, you get in the shower, you know, sometimes inadvertently while you're washing yourself and stuff like that, you may have water hit your lip or mouth or something like that. That's not what it's talking about. But if you sit there under the shower, just, then yeah. That's a sin. Don't do that, right? It says you should not taste anything. So like I said, some of y'all that like to bite your fingernails, can't do it. You may have dead skin on your lip. Hey, find another way, peel it off. All right? No brushing your teeth. What's some other things I can think of? Nothing. Nothing at all. No, nothing. Can't taste anything. All right? Read that part again.
Let neither man nor beast.
So guess what? Neither man, that was the part I wanted to, man nor beast. So guess what? Your animals got to fast too. Little Fido, he got to fast. Old Scruffy, he got to fast. Yeah, if you got cattle, you got horses, you got dogs, you got fish, you got cats, iguanas, snakes. If you in exotic pets, all of that stuff, guess what? They got to fast too. It is what it is. That's what the Bible says. So, man or beast, all of your animal, whatever pets you may have, or not even pets, like I said, some people have farms and livestock, chickens, whatever the case may be. Guess what? They got to fast. As saith the Lord. All right, read that part again.
Let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock, taste anything.
So that's what we do when we do a fast. Nobody is supposed to, especially on Day of Atonement. Now, I get it if you're doing like a fast for yourself, like say you may fast twice a week or something like that, or maybe you may fast every Sabbath, or like we do every other Sabbath. Not necessarily you don't have to do it for your pets or your livestock then, but definitely for sure on the Day of Atonement. All right. That is for sure. Now, guess what? There are some people that say that we don't have to keep the Day of Atonement, right? And we've heard this before. Give me Acts, bear with me. Give me Acts 27:9. Because mind you, and this is Acts. Christ has already risen. He's already been crucified. He rose from the dead. He ascended back into heaven. And now this is the Acts of the Apostles after Christ has left the earth, right? Read that.
The book of Acts, chapter 27 and verse 9. Now when much time was spent, and when selling was now dangerous, because the fast was now already past.
It said the fast was now already past. Meaning what? They all kept the Day of Atonement even then. This is the thing. Like I said, I don't get it sometimes. You even have crazy BHI that feel like you ain't got to do these things, right? No, you have to do these things. These are the same people cooking chicken and macaroni and cheese and mashed potatoes on Passover, which don't make no damn sense. They doing all these things contrary to what the Bible says. But now let's go back. Let's go back to Leviticus 23. I'm gonna get completely off topic, and I'm not going to get all these questions in. So Leviticus 23. And because I ain't even got into the original question about working out on tabernacle. All right. So Leviticus, all I need is just a little bit. I'll take it. I'll take it somewhere else. All right. What they say, give you an inch, take a mile. So, cut real quick.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children